Hello everyone, it's the Canadian Wi-Fi right here. How's it been? It's been a long time. I hope you guys are still doing well. There have been a lot of changes to Pokemon in general since the last time I made a video. I was not planning on taking a month off. There was actually a ton of things that all came up at the same time. My finals were April the 10th till about April 23rd, and then my computer broke. I actually melted the video card on the computer I've been using since 2007, so I had to go get a new computer, which coincidentally will allow me to stream Mario Kart in 1080p 60 FPS, which I'm looking forward to, and of course Showdown and other games in general, but Mario Kart is obviously the big thing, because another thing that slowed me down was Mario Kart DLC coming out on April 23rd, and then just So for the past couple days, actually, I've been meaning to get to you and upload. I'm actually at my parents' house right now, and it's made narrating times very difficult because they go to bed around 9:30, and obviously I'm ready to narrate a video around 10 p.m. and there's nowhere in my house that I won't wake them up. I won't be able to project my voice and narrate. Anyway, as you may or may not know, quite a few changes have happened to Pokemon. Aegislash is being suspect tested, which as much as I love Aegislash, and if they brought Aegislash back and it actually was voted to stay, I would totally play OU again. I love Aegislash in OU. I think it has a very fun skill boundary, and it really sets good players apart from bad players, and just in general, it's a fun thing to splash on every team and click Shadow Ball and kill things with. But, I would not be surprised whatsoever if it actually ends up getting rebanned, but, oh well. It's fun at least that they brought it back. I would like to play some games with it before it actually does get rebanned, so expect a couple lives at least. I know I'm a little bit late to the party on that, but whatever. And then tier changes, holy shit. UU got Mamoswine, and they did not quite give Trevenant to RU, which is upsetting, but RU is basically a brand new tier. They lost Doublade, they lost Cresselia, they lost Slowking, they got like Scrafty and Flygon and Kingdra and Hydreigon's wannabe guy, Noivern, that one. They got so much shit, and you got Fletchinder back, which single-handedly makes me love the tier again. And we lost Seismitoad, which would be fine, but we also got Magneton. And if there's one switch in the tier to Magneton, it's Seismitoad. And yeah, So I personally, not just because I hate Magneton, I personally do believe that Magneton is a tad bit too good, and it would not surprise me if there was a suspect in the future. But until then, NU is actually really fun. The first game I'm actually bringing to you today was taken technically before the suspects, but or before the tier changes rather, but there aren't anything wrong with our teams. This game is against Razori, and we're just going to get into it because I've already talked for an entire 3 minutes. So, looking at my team, I'm just going to Chatot. I don't really know what he's going to lead with. I expected maybe Garbodor, probably, but regardless, I have a pretty safe switch into Magmortar, which is my Hariyama. I know it's going to bait in Garbodor, and I'd love to knock off his Rocky Helmet early on, so I'm just going to go for a knockoff, as Mantine's about the only thing I can actually switch into Garbodor and actually scare it out. So I'm just going to go into Mantine and click Scald as he goes into Cryogonal. I could have clicked Toxic predicting, but no reason to predict that early on. I also have a free switch in Hariyama also comes in on Cryogonal, but I have to be careful because it's already getting worn down. I'm going to pull a nice double here on like turn 6, even though this is the first game I played in over a month. I did not play Pokemon in the entire month of April, and then this game happened like May 2nd. So I'm just going to go with a Chatot, and I'm going to sub up and start clicking Shatter and Boomburst. This team, I don't remember making it, but it had a Chatot, it had a Kecleon, and it had a Calm Mind Barrier Masharna, all of which are really good, I think, in NU right now. I know Klinklang is absolutely killer in NU, and I know Razori likes using Volt Switch Klinklang, so that was actually a kind of risky switch into Mantine, but regardless, I'm just going to be able to fire off a Scald as he goes out to that thing, and now he's going to predict my switch into Hariyama and go to Garbodor. I actually went to Kecleon, but I'm just going to use this opportunity to hit at my rocks, because if you look, his Cryogonal's at like 50%, so it's going to be at like 25 after rocks, so it's at a good range. I'm just going to go for Boomburst. I assume he's going to predict me to sub, trying to dodge his Sucker, and I'm not even going to fuck with any of that. I'm just going to straight for Boomburst, do half to Mawile. I didn't know defensive Mawile was a thing, so I came in with Adamant Silk Scarf Kangaskhan, and I was expecting to just clean out this Mawile. Looking at the rest of my team, I obviously could have went out to like Mantine and clicked Scald or something, but yeah, I was expecting Kangaskhan to come in and start doing work, but unfortunately it's down at 14%. I'm going to save it, because it still has the Fake Out, which will be nice for either Cryogonal or Fire Guy. And I do still have a Mantine at full health, and this thing is a Basculin. So, Mantine, unfortunately, oh so close, will not be able to beat this Cryogonal one-on-one with Skull. Well, after the switch. I'm just going to defog on his recover, because I don't like the T-Spikes being up whatsoever. And, unfavorable switch in there for me to Basculin, so I'm just going to go out into my, Mantine, and then go to Musharna, because I realize, oh, he's locked into Zen Headbutt. At least I hope he is, because I know those things get crunch. At least praying the fact that he's locked in. I'm going to predict the Kling Klang here quite nicely. I'm going to go to Kecleon, which gets me free rocks on the turn. Unfortunately, I've already knocked off the Garbodor, which means my strongest move to hit it is not going to be doing very much, and Kecleon is going to struggle here for a little bit, trying to take out this Garbodor. It's unfortunately going to let him get up a Spike and a T-Spike, and my Kecleon is going to die, despite my best efforts to heal myself back with Drain Punch, because Aftermath is an ability. He's going to go out into Basculin as I go out to Kangaskhan. I kind of assumed this. Fake Out's really my only play. I don't know whether he's going to switch out, predicting me to be forced to go for Fake Out. Don't really care. I'm just going to go for Fake Out. I end up getting a crit, which is quite nice. Doesn't really matter. He's going to lock himself into Zen Headbutt, and he's going to try to flinch my Mantine to death. Doesn't work out too well when he misses his second one. And I got off the very crucial defog, because that's going to allow my Musharna to do work late game. I'm also going to be able to Toxic the Cryogonal, so in like 2 turns, I removed the T-Spikes, which was harboring is totally not the right word. Preventing? Yeah, let's just go with preventing. I think I'm trying to use too big of a word here. I get rid of the Toxic Spike that was preventing my Musharna from being a win condition, and I also Toxic his Cryogonal, which if I didn't knock off with Hariyama and kill, would have been a potential problem to this Musharna. But anyway, at this point, looking at his team, I realize if I set up a barrier and then a Calm Mind, I should be able to just straight up beat it with Stored Power Musharna. This set is actually something that apparently the Gumi swears by, that's becoming super, super, super good in this tier. The last time I used it, this was one of the very first Pokemon I used in Black, White 2 NU. I used a Lumberry, though, instead of Leftovers, because I figured if they try to Toxic me, it at least gives me 1 turn to try to kill them and avoid the Toxic. And Synchronize is also kind of cool, because if something comes in and tries to status me, they just end up statusing themselves. But obviously with Leftovers, it's quite a bit better. That's really all I have to say about this battle, though. You're just going to see Musharna getting paralyzed and ultimately, spoiler, come out on top in this battle. So, beat Razori with his own Pokemon. Like I said, this battle was before the drops happened on May the 3rd, I think. I think the battle happened on May 2nd. Might have happened on May 1st. Regardless, the battle was still good, and I figured I'd bring it to ya. Boy, oh boy. I've already been talking for 8 minutes, so I don't even know what else there's to say. But yeah, my computer, I suppose I could go off on this as the battle finishes up. Boxing Day is like Black Friday, just for Canadians, and it's on the day after Christmas, December 26th. And 2007 Boxing Day is when my father went out and bought the computer I'm currently using to bring you this video. It was a $600 computer then. It's very weird. It's a pre-built HP computer with a tri-core processor, 4 gigs of RAM, and a really shitty video card. And I assume back in the day, think it's like a family computer, right? 2007, the average family computer would maybe be used 5 hours tops per day. Like, what did people do? That was back before YouTube even really existed. It had been out for 1 year. Twitch wasn't a thing. Like, there was no... You weren't uploading videos to YouTube. If anything, you're making shitty family videos and sending emails. The computer was not built to be used a lot. And I've pushed this thing for 12 plus hours solid every single day for 7 plus years. And it only recently melted the video card, which is quite impressive. So yeah, anyway, I need a new computer, and that's coming very soon. Regardless, let's get on to the second battle. This one happened earlier today, about a couple hours ago. This one's against Bulls and Bombers, and oh boy, drops are fun. Pinsir's really cool, Moldbreaker, Stealth Rock, and just Moldbreaker Swords Dance in general. Quagsire is quite common now because it kind of stops Magneton from Volt switching. And if you don't have something that sets up but can't beat Quagsire, you're in trouble. So Moldbreaker is quite nice for that. Kabutops is the most reliable Rapid Spinner. I carry Knockoff over Stone Edge, but regardless, it still does its job. Basically, I just needed to spin 4 The bird. The bird, bird, bird. The bird is the word. I assume lots of you have seen that video on my channel. It was my unsubscribed trailer. You know the video if you're not subscribed to my channel and you visit it for the first time. So I assume a lot of you now have seen that video. This is back in NU Alpha when Fletchinder used to just be a fucking monster and I loved it. But the bird is back and it's just as good as it ever was. I'm gonna leave with Aurorus. Spectre Aurorus is a fucking monster and you'll see it later in this battle. But I assume he was going to not lead off with Kabutops. And looking at my team on turn 1, I realized I want to keep Aurorus, and I have absolutely nothing to switch into Kabutops. So I end up sacking Magneton, and I just get to go out into Aurorus for free. I end up getting crit by his opposing Fletchinder, but it's not too much of a bother. Could have predicted Lantern and O-code it with Earth Power, which would have been very nice to gain back momentum, but I just go for Hyper Voice. That's going to force me to switch Tauros into a Scald. Luckily, I don't get burned. And on the Musharna, I'm just going to go into Pinsir because I realize he has nothing to remove hazards now that his Kabutops is dead. So it would be nice for me to get them up. Unfortunately, he crits me with a Psyshock. He says here that he made the correct play in clicking Moonlight as I died a Life Orb, but it didn't cancel in time. I think it's kind of payback for the crit because that play wouldn't have even come into practice if you didn't crit me. But I mean, potato, potato. The game goes on. I'm forced to switch into Lantern again with a physical attacker not getting burned, and luckily it happens, and it's at this point right here when I got the knockoff off on Lantern, I realized at this point I do win the game with Fletchinder, because after Rocks at +2 acrobatics will kill Lantern from that range, his Fletchinder will not be able to take out me before I take out him, and especially now that his Fletchinder is dead, I 100% have the game with Fletchinder. He assumes that Lantern's faster than Aurorus, which is adorable, because Aurorus is going to yell at him really loudly. And 52% to a Mega Audino is less than I thought it would do, but still impressive. It's going to leave his Mega Audino at 1% as he clicks Arrest. If I knew that this was going to be a Crow Dino, I would have switched directly into Fletchinder. I didn't know whether it was going to be like Calm Mind Surf or something like that, because I know that's what they used to run back in the Mega Steelix meta. Basically, I do a calc and I realize that even at +2, Audino is not going to be able to 2-hit KO me. So, the bird is back. What can I say? The bird, bird, bird. The bird is the word. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Oh, haven't you heard about the bird? Well, everybody's talking about the bird. Well, the bird. Bird is the word. The bird. Yeah, this thing. Oh my god, I love Fletchinder. It is so fucking good. And for a late game win condition, there's really no stopping the damn thing. As you can see, a +2 Mega Audino can't even 2-hit KO it, and that's just max HP, no Violite Fletchinder. Its typing alone, as long as you provide it spin support, allows it to switch on so much random shit. And just the fact that it can revenge kill so much stuff. There's no more Seismitoad, which I wouldn't say was a stop to it before, but it was definitely a nuisance. Basically, on your team, if you can carry a few rock removers, such as Magneton or Earthquake on your Tauros and on your Pinsir, at least soften up the rock and electric types. You'll have a lot of fun with Fletchinder. If you're interested at all in using this team, I guess I can leave it down below. It's treated me not too badly in 2 games. You don't have many switch-ins to anything. It's basically just hyper offense for the slow Aurorus. But it's pretty fun. I haven't played Pokemon in a long time either, so feel free to change the team. But anyway, this video is just past 1337. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Expect more in the future that isn't a month long. Like I said, I'm getting a new computer very, very, very shortly because the video card is melted on this one, and it's going to be very difficult to bring you videos or to really do anything. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, a rating would be much appreciated, and I hope to see you in the very near future. Don't know whether it's going to be OU next time or whether it's going to be even RU, a tier that I never thought I'd play, but we shall see. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.